Greetings YouTube, Crosstrain here, and I am bringing you, another once every couple of months video. This is a game I played yesterday on, I don't know, whatever, I can't remember the name of the map. Let's see if, Mannerheim Line, there you go. And I am in my Tier 8 Swedish medium. Relatively new line, just released shortly. I think in 1.5, I think it was released, and I had been grinding up through the Leo, the Tier 7. My last video was in the Leo, actually, and that was a tank I actually really enjoyed. So, I decided to go ahead and see if this would be a line that would be interesting to me. It had some interesting things about it, and so I wanted to give it a go. Full disclosure, though, I absolutely have not enjoyed the Swedish TDs at all. Not sure what it is about them, but it has the same kind of hydraulic system that this tank has. Although that one is done manually, this one is done automatically, so I'm not sure what it is, but I literally can't stand those. I'm on my UDES Tier 8, and I don't know if I'll go any further. However, this medium line, I love the Leo, and the Leo did not have this same hydraulic system, but I enjoyed that tank immensely. So I picked up this. This is the Tier 8 Swedish medium, the UDES 14.5. And I played my first, I don't know, 15 or so games with the 90mm gun, which actually I found quite enjoyable. Fired less than 6 seconds, every 6 seconds or less than 6 seconds. And I'm doing some pirouettes here on my sniper perch. Then I decided I wanted to back in here. But at any rate, this has a hydraulic system, and I really enjoy it on this tank. It gives you unbelievable gun depression, which you're going to see in a couple of instances in this battle. But I really have enjoyed this tank. Although I'm still trying to figure out how to heck to play it. Yag 88 is still looking at me, so I'm not going to try to give him something to shoot at. At any rate, so I really do enjoy. That was the worst shot ever. I shot when it was already past my reticle, but, you know, hey. It's cross-train, what do you expect? At any rate, I am enjoying this so far. Still learning to play it, because it is a bit peculiar with this system, where you can get some great gun depression. And again, no doubt about it, this thing, you're going to see me take a couple of shots, feel like they're almost straight down here. At both this light, this UDES 14.5 is going to dive into the hole here shortly. And then there's the Wheezy 132 that's down there already. And just to be able to get my gun down there is really pretty impressive, actually. So I do enjoy it. Anyways, I was talking about the 90mm, which I played for my first 15 or so battles. I think this was my 18th battle in this tank. And I just, probably my third or fourth battle with the 105. Which, man, I just love the alpha on this gun. Love to see 340 plus shots going out. Of course, it is a 9-second reload as opposed to a 5.5 or something like that. But that alpha's really nice. So, anyways, just a couple of things I also learned about this tank very early on is, unlike some other mediums, you know, particularly if you're talking Chinese or Russians, certainly, even the Americans with really strong turrets, this one is soft as heck, as you just see that UDES 4. Now watch the depression I can get on this, just stop it, and I can point this thing almost straight down. It's really nice. I think it has like minus 13 gun depression, something along those lines. So, again, as I was saying, one of the things I learned really early on about this tank is that it is not a frontline tank. It just is soft all the way around, including in the turret. It's my understanding that the Tier 9 Swedish medium actually has a turret that is much more sloped and bouncy, and so you can, in fact, go hull down and bounce some stuff with your turret. You're not gonna bounce a whole lot with this turret, and I'm about to drive right out in front of this T-34, even though I know I'm lit. Not my finest move ever. But, you know, I had some hit points to give there, so. I have been sitting on this perch all day, but I love the fact that these guys are just kind of stuck here. And we do have a couple of TDs up behind me that are making them pay. I'm trying to keep some of them lit. I'm going to track that IS-3A, and he goes down to one of our TDs. One of the problems with me is when I do what I'm doing here, which is backing in to take those shots, which, by the way, the hydraulic system does in fact work even when you back in like that. But one of the problems for me is I always forget I backed in, so then I try to get out of there. I go forwards and or I go backwards because I'm used to backing out, and then I end up throwing myself right out in front of the enemy dummy. But oh well, that's the way it goes. At any rate, so I spent this game, as you can see, sitting on this sniper perch because this is not a tank you're going to take out in the middle of the way and get into brawling situations. It is a tank that's much more adept at sitting at distance a little bit and providing support. And I'm not sure what happened. I mean, I guess I just blew up one of his tires there, but see, there's another one. Drove out in there accidentally. So, again, I'm going to sit here for the majority of the game until it's time to mop up, and I've already picked up almost 3,200 damage, which is a good game for me in a Tier 8 medium. Certainly, I'm certainly no unicum or great player, so when I get 3,200 in a Tier 8 medium, I'm pretty pleased with that. This game is still not completely over, certainly. It is... I wasn't sure if this EBR was coming back down there. That's the only reason I hesitated. But the east part of this map has been cleared out now. We kept those 5 or 6 tanks at bay, kind of down in here, and had TD support in the back, and I gave a little bit of support from the middle perch there. So eventually, it's like what happens to anybody when you insist on moving out across open ground. You're probably going to have some problems with that. So here we are, last bit of this game, and there's 3 tanks left. There's that EBR who's been a pain in the rear end. There's a UDES that's been kind of hanging around base right here, and of course, the Progetto, which I assumed was probably AFK, and in fact, since I couldn't get a shot at anybody else, I went ahead and took that. And I really want to get the CBR out, but oops, there's that UDES. I panicked a little bit right there, as you noticed. I wanted to get a shot on him, but then I got lit, so I backed off. And so now I think I'm unlit again. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a shot on him. Now he's a one-shot to me. The EBR is a one-shot to me. That Progetto is still in business, but he's AFK, so he's going to slowly get picked apart. Really want to get rid of this guy. Can't get a shot on him. EBR moves out. Snapshot for the win. So now it's just a matter of let's take this UDES out. Currently have 4,100 damage, a little bit of assisted damage, and I wanted to wait till I was unlit and take off. Now you're going to see some fine driving here. I was trying to go around wide, but I go into first-person mode and hit the rock. So that will be the last shot that I get off this game before that UDES 03 is taken out. So that was a game, and it was again. We'll jump to the post-screen results here, and you will see that was a first class. It was my first class badge in this tank. I also picked up a high caliber, picked up a Confederate. So I always enjoy getting those. I love the kills and everything, but I do enjoy, as I've said many times on this channel, the Confederates because it means I meted out some damage to a whole bunch of different tanks. So 4,100 damage, 326 assisted damage. Most of that was spotting and a little bit of tracking on this IS-3A, which, by the way, allowed me to pick up my complete the mission number 8 for the coalition for the second set of campaigns, which I just casually do. I'm not in a hurry. I don't go out and set out to get them, but sometimes they just happen, like it did in this one. It helped me to get it, and then again some spotting here. Team scores again 1109. Base XP, which is a pretty solid game, but that's only good enough for first class in this. A lot of folks are playing this tank, and only picked up 2 kills. But again, pretty decent. This 53 TP on the other team that was stuck down there trying to get out of there, down on the east side of the map. Had a really nice game. Actually, they had a couple of guys. This EBR was really a pesky little bugger, and 2,500. Really nice game for that, as well as this UDES. So they had some folks that did a nice job. And again, we had pretty nicely distributed in the top 7 or 8 of us doing damage here. So details page: 23 shots, 17 hits, 12 were penetrations for 4,100 damage. Most of that, most of it, 60% of it or so, was from a distance of 300 meters. You see I took 3 hits. All 3 were pens because this thing does not bounce anything. Very rarely do you bounce many shots here. I did damage 9 vehicles and destroyed 2 of them, and only traveled 2 kilometers during the course of this. Had a personal reserve running, so it was nice. Plus, picked up my, Vini Vidi Vici missions that are live right now. So I think your first one of the day, you get 50K. So that's nice. So a gross of 123,661 minus my cost. I think I fired a couple of premiums at that YAG-88 because all I had was the turret, and that was that. But again, almost 100K profit. That's really nice. And then with a award for first day, personal reserve bonus, and it's actually twice this because I also actually one of my favorite things about the patch 1.5 is that 5 times a day, I think it's 5 times a day, you can, on wins, you can do a times 5 XP bonus. So talk about a help to grinding. That's it. So I actually picked up 98, almost 10,000 XP on this game alone. So moral of the story is I'm enjoying this tank. It is soft as can be. I have to prevent myself from driving up to the front, and because oftentimes I try to do that in mediums, which is probably why I'm only an okay player, and I probably should play a much more of a support role, certainly not put myself in position. With this tank, it's something you have to do. Last night I was able to do it with this tank, sitting on that nice little perch, and the enemy made themselves available for me, so kept my gun pretty active through the course of the game and helped to hold off that east side just by being there and keeping them spotted for my TDs who are behind me. So again, enjoy this tank. I'm looking forward to picking up the tier 9 here because I understand that one you can actually bounce some stuff with the slopiness of the turret. So I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy this tank because it's one that is kind of enjoyable to play. So That's all for now. Until next time, this is Crosstrain from World of Tanks, and I will see you on the field. Peace.